I grew up in a boarding school since my childhood, and during that time, I was so blind that I didn't even understand the purpose of my life. I was just living life for the sake of my regular routine. And I follow rules and regulations knowing that there are some consequences behind those rules that if I don't follow it. I don't take things seriously and I don't take responsibility in my life. And to be honest, I'm not even serious on my study as well on that time. I went to church not because I understand Jesus, and not because I understand the love that He offered for me on that cross, but because it's the part of my routine as well. You see, being a Christian, I do know Jesus and I do believe in Him. It's just that at that time I was not beginning to care that much about it. And I think that is where my heart started to get hard towards Jesus, because I knew that following Jesus would cost me something, and that He was going to lead me away from things that I just wanted to do at that time. I was so selfish that everything was always about me, about how I felt and about what I wanted. And maybe that is why the invitation of Christ to deny myself and began to pick up my cross was completely out of the question. But there were actually a time that I thought of giving it all to God and start living in the right relationship with Him. It sounded so good and peaceful that deep down in my heart, I knew that is what I needed. But again, the love that I had for the world and the care that I have of what people would think of me has actually kept me from ever crossing that line. So I just kept unusual, but God still had a plan for my life. This brings back to the time when I first joined my study here in LPU. It was not always my plan to come and study here in LPU. The truth is, after completing my 10th standard in school, I was not having any plan for my further study. So my father suggested to me that if I'm comfortable to come and join here with my sister. I was very happy about it, that I'll get to spend more time with my sister, so I just agreed with my dad without any hesitation. And so I came here in 2015 and joined my diploma. I remember during my first semester here, everything was new to me. The environment, the food, the rules that I used to follow in school, and even friends. And I was actually enjoying it a lot, thinking that I get a chance to start a new fresh life again. But what I don't understand is how to control all of this situation at once. You see, as days passed by like that, I began to get lazy at everything that I do. I start to skip classes. I skip studying for my regular tests, and I even skip praying before going to sleep. By the end of my semester, after I give my final exam, I got my result back and I failed in 4 subjects. At that moment, I was so scared that how my parents will react to this. I was just being quiet about it. But later, my sister knew about my result, and so was my dad. The next day, I was talking to my dad about it, and I could feel and sense his feelings that he was not happy at all. I feel so terrible at myself, and I didn't know what to do at that moment, so I talked to my sister. She helps me understand about taking responsibility in my life. She helps me understand how our parents work really hard that we are able to study here in LPU right now. But most importantly, she reminded me of how God loves us so much that He bless our family and He provide, He support us, and we should always be grateful for that. But she also reminded me that she said, remember, the knowledge that you are seeking right now may be one of the most important things here on earth. But will it matter after you die? She said. She was asking me that question. And then again she said, see, what matters the most is how you live your life according to the purpose that God gave you, and how you have fulfilled God's will in you. She even reminded me that, saying, see, never lose hope that you are at the bottom right now. Just know that if you submit yourself to God, you will always be at the top, because God has already promised us that. She referred this from the Bible itself, from Deuteronomy chapter 28 verses 13, which say, the Lord will make you the head, not the tail, if you pay attention to the command of the Lord your God that I give you this day, and carefully follow them. You will always be at the top and never at the bottom. And this helps me a lot, and it encouraged me a lot. And I start to trust Jesus. I read Bible and I pray every day, and I could see how God has helped me. He helped me how to understand His love for me. Also, at the end of my second semester, I was having a good result, and my parents were happy about it. And so, on that time onwards, I was just living my life with Jesus. My name is Dauni, and this is my testimony.